friends. Now our next session which we are going to take in the grammar is the most important chapter which is going to come in SSC as well as bank is syntax. Now syntax is also known as subject-verb agreement. From the name itself you can understand that the subject-verb agreement means the subject, that is noun, and verb, you all know. There should be an agreement between them that the statement should be correct. Now, we'll start from a basic term rather than going directly to the rules. So, first we'll see that subject-verb agreement means what is the subject, and according to the subject, verb is moving or not, and according to the verb, the further pronoun is going or not. Now, before we move further in the rules, let's see that what is syntax. Now, if we talk about syntax, it covers all the part of speeches, whether it is verb, whether it is noun, whether it is pronoun or preposition, tense, voice or adjective. Now, it is a collection of all these things and that is called syntax. This is most important chapter for SSC and banking. Let's see how to do it. Now, for syntax, the first thing that we should know that whenever noun is singular, so the verb is also going to be singular. And when verb is singular, so the further pronoun should always remain singular. This is the basic rule which we have to remember. And whenever noun is plural, the verb is also going to be plural. And when the verb is plural, so the further pronoun whichever we are using is going to be plural. This is the basic concept that we should know, but there are certain rules in which we'll see that even when the noun is plural, verb is singular. So before we go to the rules, let's discuss one more thing, that let's start from the basic thing, that how the sentence is formed. That means what is the general formation of the sentence. Now we all can see over here what is the general formation of writing any sentence. Now what is the general formation of writing any sentence? Let's see that. In a sentence, the most important thing is what? Noun. The first thing that comes in our mind is that the statement should have any matter. That means it should have a noun. Now, to qualify noun, what we use? Adjective. That means that adjective is used to qualify noun. In a sentence, we can see noun, and on that basis, we can see that there should be the adjective which can qualify the noun. Now, to qualify adjective, we use which part of speech? We use adverb. That means adverb is used to qualify adjectives. Now, to qualify adverb, which part of speech we need? To qualify adverb also, we need adverb only. That means to qualify adverb, then again we need the adverb. That means adverb qualifies itself. Now, after that, in a sentence, you can also find article. Now, what is this article? We can find article also, and now article will qualify what? Article is always used for a noun, so that means it can qualify noun. So that means this is the basic form of writing a sentence. In a sentence, you may find all these things. Now, on this basis, let's discuss the sentence given below. So, he is a very much intelligent boy. First time when you will read this sentence, you will feel that this sentence must be wrong, because very much we never listen such kind of sentence in a normal way. But in an exam, if we say these kind of sentences can come, and this is a correct sentence. Why? Let's start from the back. Boy, it is a noun? Yes. For boy, what is used? Intelligent. Now, intelligent is what? Intelligent is the adjective used for noun. After this, intelligent, it is written he is very much. Now, much is showing that how much intelligent he is. So, that means to make intelligent more clear, the word is used much, which is showing what? It is showing that that adjective can be qualified by what? By adverb, that is much. Now before much, how much it is? Again, the another word is coming, that is very, which is showing the quality of adverb itself, that how much it was. So that means that the adverb is used to qualify another adverb. Now again we can see that after that one article is coming. This article is coming for whom? This is used for whom? We are using for boy. So that means what? In a sentence, we have to think that in a general form of sentence, there should be all these things should be covered in a sentence. Now, whenever you check for a sentence, you have to check for all such things, and then only you will be able to find an error easily. Now, let's see one more sentence is given below. He thinks that a previously strategic scenario must be followed here. Now, he thinks that a previously strategic scenario. Now, scenario is the noun or adjective. Scenario is what? Let's see. Now, strategic is also given. Now, previously ly is also given. Now, the question comes, how to understand that what is adverb and what is adjective? How we'll come to know that what is adjective, what is noun, what is adverb? All the ly, generally, all the ly words are called adverb. And the words ending with ous generally, like courageous. How we write? Courageous. These are called adjectives. So, now let's see the sentence again. He thinks that a previously strategic scenario must be followed here. Now, it is written scenario. Scenario is what? It is a noun, because about this only we are going to talk. Now, after this, it is given strategic. What kind of scenario we are talking about? Strategic. Now, if it would be strategy, if it is written strategy, then if it would be written strategy, then it would be a noun. But right now it is written strategic. Like we said technology. Technology is what? A noun. Technological, that is what? That is the adverb. So in the same way, scenario is given and before scenario it is written strategic. So strategic is what? It is the adjective. Now, which kind of strategic we are talking about? Previously. Now ly is coming. So what is this? This is the adverb. Now after adverb, there's a one article is also coming. Now if we don't put this article, then what will happen? He thinks that previously strategic scenario must be followed here. If this would be the statement, then it would be wrong. It is compulsory to put the article over here for scenario. Now, why it is compulsory? We'll learn all these things when we learn articles. In article, we'll talk about the article and the and is as an indefinite article and the as definite article over there. But right now, it is important to learn the general formation of the sentence so that we can move with the rules. So we can see over here, we have found everything in the sentence. Scenario is the noun and then strategic is showing its adjective. After strategic, previously is showing its adverb, and after adverb, the article is coming, which is showing its article. Okay, so this was the general formation of writing a sentence. So you should know this because all the sentences are based on such kind of rules. So let's move to the next thing. Next general formation, we'll take one more formation over here. Let's see that. Let's move to the next slide. Now this is written preposition. Now what is this written preposition? What is preposition? Preposition is the word which tells about noun or pronoun's position. That means it is the word which is used to tell you the preposition of any noun or pronoun. Now if we talk about preposition, so this means that preposition should always come before noun because it is going to tell you the position of any noun or pronoun. Now with preposition, we can see that with a preposition there can be any noun, right? And at times it happens that in a sentence you will find that preposition and plus there would be any verb ing form is there. Whenever there is any verb ing form is there, that means that the verb has taken as the formation of noun and that formation is known as gerund. Now what is this gerund? Gerund means verb ing form which behaves like a noun. So if we are not able to find any noun after the preposition, then it is definite that after that there would be any gerund or kept over in the sentence. So let's find out the sentence and let's find the preposition formation. The new scheme is applicable only for the very newly laborious staff recruited this month. Now this is the sentence. Now let's see. The new scheme. Now scheme is the noun. Which kind of scheme we are talking about? This is the adjective, right? And this article the is coming for scheme. Is applicable only for the very newly laborious. Now laborious staff. Now staff is the noun, right? Laborious, that means it is showing the adjective. And which kind of laborious? Newly, that means it is showing the adverb. And again the very is coming before that. That means very is showing what? Again adverb, because adverb can qualify another adverb. Now after that we can see the article. We have found that this formation again, right? And here we can see that for is coming and for is showing the preposition, the preposition of a noun. So that means after preposition we'll come to know. After preposition we'll always get a noun in this sentence. So let's move to the next sentence. They have organized it for creating some interest in this project. They have organized it for creating some interest in this project. Now, if I talk about this statement, I cannot find the exact noun over here. So what will I say? What I told you, that at times it happens that with preposition, the ing form is coming and that ing form we consider as a gerund. Gerund means what? That verb ing form which is behaving like a noun. So it is behaving like a noun, right? So for is the preposition and after that verb ing form is coming. So this is the gerund and this gerund will be taken as what? As a noun. So we have got the concept that it can be in a sentence. If we talk about the journal formation, the sentence come in two ways. Whether we have to check for all the things in this, and second thing we can see that the preposition, because the preposition means a preposition of the noun. So that means it will come nearby noun only. So let's move to the next slide now. Now the rule starts from here. Now how we have to learn these rules, I'll tell you that also. Now the first rule says a number of and the number of. There are two things written. A number of, the number of. A number of plus noun should be plural and after that verb will be plural and pronoun will be plural. In case of the number of, noun will be plural, verb will be singular and pronoun should be singular. How to learn this rule? First of all, we can see one thing in common, that is number of and number of. That means that we are talking about countable and uncountable nouns. Now, before we go to this rule, let's move to the countable and uncountable nouns also, because it will help you in the whole syntax chapter. Now, what are uncountable and countable? Countable means the things which can be numbered, which can be counted. Those are called countable nouns. For example, I have 10 pens, so I can say I have 10 pens in my hand. That means I can count them, I can number them 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So that are called countable nouns. Now, what is uncountable noun? Uncountable noun means when the things cannot be counted. Like, for example, if I talk about the soil, can I count it? 1 soil, 2 soil, 3 soil, or if I have water, can I say that I have 3 water? I cannot say I can count the buckets, I can count the glasses, that how many glasses of water I have, but I cannot count the water. So that means countable nouns means those things which can be numbered, and uncountable means those things which cannot be numbered. Now, with all the countable nouns, the noun can be plural and it can be singular also, because we can talk about any one pen also, we can talk about more than one pen also. So noun can be singular, it can be plural also, right? And in case of uncountable, when we cannot count, so it should always remain singular. So please remember this concept before we go to the question or we go to the rules. So let's see the rule now. A number of and the number of. In both the things, we can see that there is number of. Number is given, that means we can count. When we can count, so that means noun should always remain plural in both the cases. Now, it comes that why with article a, verb is plural, and why with article the, verb is singular. We should not ratify all these things. We can learn it with the concept, and that would be more clear rather than learning. So we should know the concept of everything. Now here we are seeing that article a is used before a number of, and here article the is used. When we do the article chapter, then we learn that article a is called what? Indefinite article. What does it call? Indefinite article. Now, if it is called indefinite article, that means it is not clear about that how many numbers I am talking about. I am not definite about the numbers about whom I am talking. For example, if I say a number of children are sitting in the class, I am not sure about how many number of children are sitting, right? In that case, when I am not sure about how many number of children are sitting, so I have to make them plural. Why? Because I am not sure whether they are 30, whether they are 40, or whether they are less than 40. So that is why in that case a number of, always verb should be remain plural, and because the verb is plural, that is why the further pronoun should be plural. Now, if I come to the number of, now in the number of, you all know that article the is used for definite number. I know the exact number, what will be the definite number of anything. So when we are talking about the definite article, we know that how many people were there. For example, if I say the number of people is sitting in the class, so in this case, I am definite about the people, how many people are there. Whenever we are definite about anything, in that case, verb remains singular, and whenever we are indefinite about anything, then the verb remains plural. So this was the way to learn. And now, if we come to the another point, whether it is many of, whether it is several of, in all of these things, we can count many of the pens, several of the pens. That means several and many of. Of is coming after of. Generally, noun remains plural. So, in this case, noun is plural too. So, now let's see the examples on this basis. First sentence says, a number of. We have to always check the and a, because on this basis only our further verb is going to move. Anyways, you can close your eyes and you can give the answer for this anytime and every time, that whenever number of or many of, several of, lot of is coming, that means that noun should always remain plural. So the sentence is saying a number of people believe in honesty. Now in this a number of people, now people noun is plural, believe. Now you all know when in verb we add s or es, it becomes singular. And whenever we remove s or es from the verb, it becomes plural. So if we talk about this, then in this statement, a number of students, it's written a number of people believe. It's not written believes. So that means noun should remain plural in this sentence and the verb should also remain plural. So that is why the verb is also plural. So that means a number of people believes believe in honesty. Right? Now next is a number of students are engaged in their work. Now in this statement if we see, it's written a number of again. So that means students, noun plural. It's not definite how many students are sitting over there or engaged. So that is why the verb is plural. So a number of students are engaged in their work. Why pronoun is plural? Pronoun is plural because there is verb plural. So that is why the pronoun is also plural. So that means a number of is always followed by noun plural, verb plural, and for the pronoun should always be plural. So now let's see for the number of. The number of candidates is very large. Now in this statement, the number of candidates is very large. The number of is coming. After the number of candidates, noun is plural. And now we are definite about how many candidates are there. When I am definite, so in that case verb should be singular. That is why it is singular. The number of employees is engaged in his work. Now, the number of employees. Noun is plural. Why? Because we are writing number of. We can count how many employees are there. If we can count, that is why it is written what? The number of employees, noun plural. But verb should remain singular with them because now in this case we are definite about the condition that how many employees are there. Is engaged in his work. Why are we saying his work? Because verb is singular. So the further pronoun should be singular. Right? Now next sentence. This is the sentence which came in exam. As soon as winter sets in, the number of tourists start increasing suddenly. Now you have to tell me, is this sentence is correct or wrong? As soon as winter sets in, the number of tourists start increasing suddenly. This is the question which came in SSC exam. Now let's see this sentence. As soon as winter sets in, the number of tourists, noun is plural. With the number of verb should be singular. So that is why it should not be increasing. It should be increases. Understood? Now read the statement. As soon as winter sets in, the number of employees, the number of tourists start increases suddenly. Is that clear? So that means this is the rule which you have to learn, and in only the simple funda to learn this rule was that with a number of and the number of, we have to remember the is used for what? Which are definite nouns, and a is used for indefinite. That means in case of a number of, we are not definite about the number, how many numbers are there. In case of the number, we are definite about the how many numbers are there. That is why in case of the number of, verb is singular, and in case of a number of, verb is plural. And whenever you see number of, one of, any of, many of, or several of, a large number of, in all these cases, noun should always remain plural. So let's move to the next rule now. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's move to the second rule. Now, our second rule says a amount of, a large amount of, a great deal of, a good deal of, a large amount of, or with all these things, what we use, let's see. Whenever in a sentence, these kind of words are coming. Now, can you see in all of these amount is coming? A large amount of, a great deal of, a good deal of, a large amount of. In all such cases, you are able to see that we are talking about amount. And amount cannot be counted. It is uncountable. When it is uncountable, That means with them, noun should always remain singular. And when noun is singular, so the verb is also going to be singular. And when verb is singular, pronoun should always remain singular. This is the simple funda to learn. In previous question, we were seeing that there was number written. But right now, here it is written what? It is written amount. So whenever in a sentence amount is coming, whether it is a number of or it is written the amount of, the large amount of, or it is written anything else like whenever. So don't get confused with the first rule that it was written over there and the article. So we have done the difference on the basis of article. No. In that case, the difference was done on the first thing was the number. Number was written, that is why the noun were plural. But now we are talking about the amount. Amount means the quantity which cannot be measured. So that is why with all these cases, whether it is the number of, or it is a large amount of, or the a large amount of, or it is the amount of, with all such cases, the noun should remain singular and verb should remain singular and the further pronoun should also remain singular. Why it is? I have told you, because amount is uncountable. Always remember, amount is uncountable. Just because uncountable, and we have done this earlier also. In our second slide only I told you, uncountable nouns always remain singular. So let's see the question on this basis. A large amount of money, now singular, is required for the admission. Now, verb is also singular. Now, some children will think that money is countable. So, if money is countable, so why we can't write plural form? Money is not countable. It is uncountable. Currency is countable. If I ask you one question over here, that how much money do you have? Right? You will answer me like, I have 100 rupees. I have 1000 rupees. I have thousands of rupees. This is what you are answering me. I am asking you, how much money do you have? And you are giving me the reply in rupees. That means what? Currency is countable, but money is not countable. Money is not countable. So always remember, money means what? Daulat. That means what? All the assets you have. For example, you have your laptop, you have your pen, you have your car, you have money as in rupees. Everything will be counted in money. So that is why money is what? Uncountable. So a large amount of money is required for the admission. We cannot write are required. Next is the amount of salt is not sufficient for the dish. Now the large amount of salt. Salt is singular. Why? Because salt is uncountable. Can you count salt? 1 salt, 2 salt, 3 salt. Can you count? No, you cannot count. That is why salt is what? Uncountable. And sufficient is sufficient. Verb should be singular with it. That is why verb is singular. Sugar, salt, sand, all these things you cannot count. That is why they all come under what? Uncountable nouns. And uncountable nouns are always singular. That is why they are called noun singular, verb singular, and because of that the further pronoun should be singular. I hope this much is clear in this video. Now we will discuss next rules in our next video. So till then, wait for our next video.